Okay folks, in this video lesson, we're asked to factorize fully, so x to the power of 4 minus y to the 4. Now this is in the form or format of difference of two squares, so you might see it written as a squared minus b squared, which is a plus b times a minus b. Okay, so although we've not got a squared here, we can apply like the same logic because I can write it as x squared plus y squared times x squared minus y squared. Okay, because yeah, they're even powers. Okay, so I can write it as x squared plus y squared multiplied by x squared minus y squared. Because if you think about it, okay, if you're unsure yet as to why this is, okay, x to the 4, I can write it as x squared all squared, and y to the 4 is just y squared all squared, okay? So if you remember your index laws from GCSE, if I have x squared all squared, then that just becomes x to the power of 4, and similarly, if I have y squared all squared, that will give me y to the power of 4. Okay, so this can be written as x to the power of 4, and that'll be y to the power of 4. Okay, now it says factorize fully, so we're not actually quite done yet because the second bracket is also the difference of two squares. Okay, so that'll be x squared plus y squared, okay, multiplied by or times by. Okay, and then I'm going to have two new brackets. I'm going to have x plus y times x minus y, or x minus y, x plus y. Okay, order doesn't matter here. Okay, because multiplication is what we call here commutative. Okay, so that, guys, would be my final answer. Okay, that is the fully factorized version. Okay, I can't factorize x squared plus y squared because that is the sum here of a square. Okay, I mean, if you go beyond the scope here of A-level maths, then this can be factorized here technically into x plus iy times x minus iy, but we're not looking at complex numbers here, so I don't want to confuse you. Okay, that is the real factorized version of that bracket. Next up, we got x minus 100x cubed, so I'm going to factor out an x, so it'll be x brackets 1 minus 100 x squared, and then hopefully you're happy that the bit inside the bracket is also a difference of two squares, so you might hear me say dots or write dots. So this will be x oops, sorry guys, apologies about my handwriting. So x brackets 1 plus 10x times by 1 minus 10x. And then finally, guys, we've got a slightly more trickier one. Okay, we've got x plus 1 plus x plus 1 all squared. Now, with this, okay, so think of it as I've got x plus x squared. So if I just focus here on factorizing x plus x squared, okay, that will factorize into x brackets 1 plus x, right? Hopefully you're all happy with that step there. All I now do is replace x with x plus 1. So I'm going to have x plus 1 on the outside. Okay, I'm going to put your square brackets here. Then I have 1 plus x plus 1, right? Because I'm replacing x with x plus 1, or 1 plus x. In the second bracket, that will obviously simplify to 2 plus x, or x plus 2, okay, because 1 plus 1 makes 2. So you have x plus 1 times x plus 2, and that, guys, is my factorized answer. Okay, so definitely quite a tricky, I think, few questions there. Hopefully it makes more sense. Okay, you'll see these more, yeah, in AS level maths. Okay, but yeah, if you want some more practice, then yeah, go on Corbett Maths, yeah, and practice factorizing, yeah, difference of two squares and factorizing, yeah, quadratics. Okay, but yeah, don't forget, yeah, the difference of two squares, or you might hear me say dots, okay, in some videos. That means difference of two squares. So a squared minus b squared is equivalent, i.e. the same as or equal to a plus b times a minus b.